Hey everyone! Today we're gonna go over sight singing and identifying notes, identifying solfege, clapping out the rhythms, and then getting the hang of it and putting it all together and trying to sing it. So let's get started. So we've got middle C, up a step to D, up a step to E, up to F, up to G, down to F, down to E, down to D, down to C. Quick reminder, if you typically reference it by going by lines or spaces, we have every good boy does fine. And then in the space, it spells face, so we have F, A, C, E. Sorry, I should have said that earlier, but that's fine. We get the hang of it. All right, now, let's keep going. D, up a step to E, F, G, up to A, down to G, got a gag in there, F, G, F, E, F, up to G, up to A, then B, and then we end on C. Okay, so next up, what we're gonna do is identify the solfege. So again, we do movable do, which is where we use the first note as do. So let's do that together. So we know the first one's do, right? We go up a step to re, mi, up to fa, up to sol, down a step to fa, down a step to mi, down to re, down to do. Then we go back up to re, mi, fa, sol, la. Hopefully you're seeing patterns here as we go up and down. We go back down, got that gag in there, right? Back to sol, fa, up to sol, back down to fa, down to mi, fa, sol, la, ti, and we end on do. Okay? Fix that O. All right, now, what we're gonna do is clap this out and see how we do with the rhythms. That way we know when we start to sing exactly how long we hold each note to kind of remind us. So let's clap this out. So 4/4 is pretty straightforward. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's try it together. Ready and clap. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How'd you do? Hopefully that wasn't too confusing. And now we're gonna do the singing part, okay? So let's see how we do with that. So I'm gonna start by picking our note and going do. So let's try it together. We'll go a little slower than we just clapped. And here we go. So 1, 2, ready. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, sol, fa, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. How'd you do? Hopefully that wasn't too confusing or too quick for you. If you have any questions on how I got my answers from identifying the letter names of each of the notes, or solfege, or rhythms, or anything at all, feel free to email me about it and I will do my best to help you out. Okay, so hopefully this was easy. We're gonna do one more exercise here before we go, and then we'll be done. So, let's get started. Identify the notes first, right? So we have, in the space it spells face, F, A, C, E. So we know our answer is C. And then on the lines, every good boy does fine. So every good boy. And then we have does fine. Now, let's finish it off. Down to A. Back up to B. Up to C. Down to B. Down to A. Down a step to G. Got a bag in there. Then we have A. Up to B. Up a step to C. Down a step here. Back up a step. Down a step. Down a step. Down a step. Got another bag in there. Back up to A. B. And then we end on C. Okay? Now, we use movable do, so we know our first note is going to be, you guessed it, do. All right, now let's try it. So going down a step to T, down a step to La. Then we have up a step to T, back up to do, down to T, down to La, down to Sol. Then we go back up, right? La, back up, T, back up to do, down to T, back up to do, down to T, down to La, down to Sol, back up to La, back up to T, and then back up to do. Okay, so let's see if we can clap this out. Quick reminder, 3/4 feels a little different than 4/4. 4/4 is straightforward. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3/4 is the emphasis of the first beat, so it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? I'm gonna go a little slower than that so we get the hang of it. Let's try clapping this out and saying the solfege names, and then we'll sing it. Okay? So let's try it. So 1, 2, 3, ready, and go. Do, ti, la, ti, do, ti, la, so, la, ti, do, ti, la, so, la, ti, do. How'd you do? Do you remember that dotted half note at the end? Don't let it throw you off. It's worth 3 beats. Half notes worth 2. That dot adds half the value of that note, which is 2. Half of 2 is 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. Now, we're gonna start with our starting pitch. Since we're starting so high, I'm gonna start on the lower do first. So the octave down from our starting pitch. So match me first. Do. Octave up. Do. Let's try to start nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, ready, and do, ti, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, la, ti, do. How'd you do? Kind of tricky doing 3/4 sometimes, singing along and trying to sight read and put all that together. But if it's a little tricky, don't worry. I think you'll get the hang of it as we keep practicing. If you got it and you're like, Mrs. Schaefer, I don't even need to practice more, I got this, well, that's awesome. I'm happy that you're able to do that. So thank you, friends, for following along with me, identifying these notes, clapping them out, and singing them. I hope you were able to learn something, or at least hopefully kind of feel like you're getting the hang of it. And again, if you have any questions or if it's confusing and you're not sure how I got anything from identifying the notes to rhythms to solfege, anything at all, just feel free to email me, okay? Thank you, friends. I will see you all next week.